Hey guys, Henry Melendi here with Henry Melendi Marketing, and thank you for checking out another video. I'm getting, it's kind of interesting in the last few days. This is going to be a little bit more geared towards individuals out there that are actually generating leads now. And, a lot of digital marketers are buying the course. They've had a little bit of experience in generating leads in other verticals, and so now they're starting in on the solar vertical. And, the question is kind of hovering around, how do you pick up solar companies as clients, right? Because now they're able to generate leads, and so they're starting to put their feelers out there and look for clients. And one thing that I had a very lengthy conversation with one of the students in the course, Krista, and it was a really good conversation, and we just kind of bantered about how to go about effectively, bringing on solar companies and what that conversation should look like. So a lot of marketers out there are very used to really pitching the details of how they market, the different tools that they use to market and generate leads, etc. And all of that is valuable. But when you're talking with solar companies, I think that it's invaluable to actually know the business of solar. You have to be able to really speak their language, talk about their pain points, and explain how you're a little different. In your process, whenever you're talking to them, of course, you can layer in some of the marketing lingo and the marketing conversation, because it is necessary for them to understand how you're generating leads. But more than that, in order to land those solar companies and get a foot in the door, in order to, service them, you have to really talk their language. And so it's really helpful to know and understand the business of solar. And if you don't know and or understand the business of solar in general, the way that happened for me is just having many a conversation with solar companies and understanding, not only from the homeowner's perspective and how to generate the lead, but from the solar company's perspective on what is a good lead and, what is the sales process. So some of the things you might consider as like, for a solar company, what is the price per watt that you're actually trying to sell your deals at? If you're dealing with a company that's, really price gouging and have a really high price point and you're providing them leads, the people out there are shopping, right? So some of those leads may not be sold simply because of the price point that they're putting out there. So you want to really vet the solar company. You want to understand what price that they're trying to sell at. You want to understand how their follow-up sequence is. You want to understand who's actually reaching out to the individual that submitted the form. And whenever you're able to do that, you have free-flow conversation with that solar company, and you can provide them value. You can provide them a lot of knowledge and understanding of not only how do you generate the leads, but how you perceive the best course of action to be in being most effective to mature those leads. And that's really important. A lot of solar companies, or a lot of lead generation companies rather, do not have that level of conversation. Now that'll come with time and exposure to the process, and you're only going to get better and better at it. So don't be afraid to go out there and cold call. Don't be afraid to run ads to solar companies. Don't be afraid to hit them up on LinkedIn. However you can get in front of a solar company and be able to pitch your service, first off, you have to deliver, right? So you have to understand and nail down the process of lead generation. So shameless plug, check out my training, Solar Lead Generation Mastery. There's a lot of students that are having a lot of success there. But even more than that, just understand not only do you have to service them by providing quality leads through your lead generation methods, but you have to be able to speak the language and know their pain points and be able to articulate how you are different and how you intend to have a long-term partnership and not a week-to-week partnership like some of these lead generation companies do, right? Because it's going to be in your best interest to find and vet solar companies that are very good at their sales process and very good at, the art of selling. And ultimately, this is a sales game, right? So find those individuals, vet the solar companies. Don't allow them to vet you. Of course, it's all part of the process, and you'll have your ducks in a row if you can generate leads and you're doing it in a good way. If you're doing it with solid copy, if you're doing it with good, correct messaging, you have a lot of leverage in that, right? and they just need to have a taste of what it is that you have. So you need a foot in the door. Don't overpromise on the amount of leads that you can provide them, right? Even if you are generating leads at a great number, don't overpromise, and just focus on the quality. And be very personable and in touch with what their needs are. So build a long-term relationship with these companies, and word will travel, and you're going to get experience, and it's just going to be a fast track to your industry knowledge. And when you have the industry knowledge, you're going to be in the prime position to be able to sell more solar companies on your service, and be able to do better for yourself, for the solar company, and hopefully for the homeowner, assuming that that solar company is, providing a good price point. So, which I would highly suggest that you guys find competitive solar companies that are out there really pushing a solid value. Okay, so that's a little bit for today. If you like this content, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will talk to you guys soon. Check out my Solar Leads Mastery training course if you're looking to generate your own leads, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.